Welcome, Susanna. Welcome, Zach. Welcome to Bud Files. Truly appreciate you all stopping in. Hope you're having a wonderful night. to the show, Johnny. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're having a good night. I can't complain too much, Johnny. I'm living life, healing up, trying to just push on each and every day. How about yourself? I have not watched it yet. I didn't know that you had one. I will be checking it out. I'll check it out very soon. Sorry, my microphone keeps messing up on me. I haven't seen it, but I will check it out very soon, my friend. If you want to, you can drop the link. Doesn't seem like anybody gets my notifications either, so it's all good. I hear that. How's the baby doing? Oh my gosh. I'm so jealous. Thanks for posting the link. I appreciate that. And I will check it out shortly. Oh my gosh. I keep on seeing the pictures and it amazes me. She's growing quick. Real quick. Enjoy it. Enjoy every little moment. Wow. That is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Take as many pictures as you can. Just take as many as you can. That's what I would do. If I were you, in your shoes. What the world is wrong my microphone. It's all messed up. There we go. Hey. Alright. Starting to get some good sound now. There's nothing like fixing it on the fly, is there? Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, dang, dude. A signed Shawn Michaels. That is awesome. That is really cool. Very nifty. I'm eager to see a video on that. Or at least like a picture. He's popping. What's going on? Hope you're doing all right tonight, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping in. I tell you, Johnny, I'm excited for your new season coming up. Always pumping out that great content. That'd be cool, Johnny. I'd watch it. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I'm not real happy with my microphone setup tonight. I I'm going to change this microphone setup, my friends. Just hang with me. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. Now. Yeah, there was definitely a cord problem, and I just fixed it as I switched over to a different microphone. I was trying to use this gaming headset mic, but there's some issues. So, sorry about that. But yeah, I think a season recap would be pretty awesome. I'd be down for that, 100%. Now, I tell you, I've been noticing all the new sodas that bees have been getting. Oh my gosh. Those Rewind retro sodas. Oh wow, I love them so much. They are awesome. Love to have one. I'm in the process of purchasing a few of them, actually. Yeah. Johnny, it's actually my board. My board is all messing up, so it's time for me to get a new soundboard. Once I get a new soundboard, then my headphones will work just right. Not that I know of. Again, it's just new technology merging with old technology. It doesn't always work properly. They're not always the best bedfellows. But I'll get it down eventually. Nice. Very nice, Johnny. Heck yeah. What's up, HCF? What's happening, man? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I think we got the microphone problem fixed now. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. I truly appreciate it. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a good night / day whenever you're watching this. Whenever, wherever. Thank you again. Hey, that's a real good idea. Heck yeah. That's a great idea, Johnny. Do it. Do it. Real good idea. And now an excerpt from the Illustrated Man. I can turn a light on here. There we go. The city waited 20,000 years. The planet moved through space, and the flowers of the fields grew up and fell away. And still the city waited. And the rivers of the planets rose and waned and turned to dust. Still the city waited. The winds that had been young and wild grew old and serene, and the clouds of the sky that had been ripped and torn were left alone to drift in idle whiteness. Still the city waited. The city waited with its windows and its black obsidian walls and its sky towers and its unpleasant turrets, with its untrod streets and untouched doorknobs, with not a scrap of paper or a fingerprint upon it. The city waited while the planet arced in space, following its orbit about the blue-white sun, and the seasons passed from ice to fire and back to ice and then to green fields and yellow summer's meadows. It was on a summer afternoon in the middle of the 20,000th year that the city ceased waiting. In the sky, a rocket appeared. The rocket soared over, turned, came back, and landed in the shell meadow 50 yards from the obsidian wall. There were booted footsteps in the sun, grass, and calling voices from the men within the rocket and men without. Ready? All right, men. Careful. Into the city. Jensen, you and Hutchinson patrol ahead. Keep a sharp eye. The city opened secret nostrils in the back walls of the steady suction vents deep in the body of the city. It drew storms of air back through the channels, through thistle filters and dust collectors, to a fine and trembling delicate series of coils and webs which glowed with silver light. Man, it's been a while. Yeah. And I have nothing else to show for what I've done in 2 years. Again and again, the immense suctions occurred. Again and again, the odors from the meadow were borne upon warm winds in the city. Fire odor, the scent of fallen meteors, hot metal. A ship has come from another world. The brass smell, the dusty fire smell of burned powder, sulfur, and rocket brimstone. This information, stamped on tapes which sprocketed into slots, slid down through the yellow cogs in the further machines. Click, 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 click. A calculator made a sound of a metronome. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 men. An instantaneous typewriter inked the message on a tape which slithered and vanished. Clickety-click, clickety-click, click, click. The city awaited. The soft tread of the rubbered boots. The city nostrils dilated again. The smell of butter. In the city air from the stalking men, faintly the aura from which wafted to the great nose broke down into memories of milk, cheese, ice cream, butter, the dairy economy. Click, 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 click. Careful, men. Jones, get your gun out. Don't be a fool. The city's dead. Why worry? You can't tell. Now, all the barking talk, the ears awoke. After centuries of listening to winds that blew small and faint, of hearing leaves strip from trees and grass grow softly over the time of the melting snow, now the ears oiled themselves in the self-lubrication, drew taut, great drums upon which the heartbeat of the invaders might pummel and thud delicately as the tremors of a giant gnat's wing. The ears listened, and the nose siphoned up the great chambers of odor. The perspiration of frightened men arose. There were islands of sweat under their arms and sweat in their hands, and as they held their guns, the nose sifted and worried this air, like a connoisseur busy with an ancient vintage. Clickety-click, click, click, click. Information rooted down on parallel check tapes. Perspiration, chlorides, such and such percent, sulfate, so and so, area nitrogen, ammonia nitrogen, thus, creatine, sugar, lactic acid, there. Bells rang. Small totals jumped up. The nose whispered, expelling the thistled air. The great ears listened. "I think we should go back to the rocket, Captain." "I give the orders, Mr. Smith." "Yes, sir." "You're up there. Patrol, see anything?" "Nothing, sir. Looks like it's been dead a long time." "You see, Smith? Nothing to fear." "I don't like it. I don't know why. You ever feel you've seen a place before?" "Well, this city's too familiar." "Nonsense. The planetary system's billions of miles from Earth. We couldn't possibly have been here before. Ours is the only light-year rocket in existence." "That's how I feel anyway, sir." "I think we should get out." The footsteps faltered. There was only the sound of the intruder's breath on the still air. The ear heard and quickened. Rotors glided. Liquids glittered in small creaks throughout the valves and blowers. A formula and a concoction, one followed another. Moments later, responding to the summons of the ear and the nose, through giant holes in the city walls of a fresh vapor blew out over the invaders. "You smell that, Smith?" "Ah, green grass. Ever smell anything better? By God, it's just to stand here and smell it." Invisible chlorophyll blew among the standing men. The footsteps continued. "Nothing wrong with that, eh, Smith? Come on." The ear and the nose relaxed a billionth of a second. Then, counter-moved had succeeded. The pawns were proceeding forward. Now the cloudy eyes of the city moved out of the fog and the mist. "Captain, the windows." "What?" "Those house windows. There, I saw them move." "I didn't see it." "They shifted. They changed color. From dark to light. Looked like ordinary square windows to me." Blurred objects focused. In the mechanical ravines of the city, oiled shafts plunged. Balanced wheels dipped over into green oil pools. The window frames flexed. The windows gleamed. Below in the street walked two men, a patrol, followed at a safe interval by 7 more. Their uniforms were white, their faces as pink as if they had been slapped. Their eyes were blue. They walked upright, upon hind legs, carrying metal weapons. Their feet were booted. They were males with eyes, ears, mouths, and noses. The windows trembled. The windows thinned. They dilated imperceptibly, like the irises of numberless eyes. "I tell you, Captain, it's the windows. Get along." "I'm going back, sir." "What?" "I'm going back to the rocket." "Mr. Smith, I'm not falling into any trap." "Afraid of an empty city?" The others laughed uneasily. "Go on, laugh." The street was stone-cobbled, each stone 3 inches wide, 6 inches long. With a move unrecognizable as such, the street settled. It weighed the invaders. In a machine cellar, a red wand touched a numeral. 178 pounds, 210, 154, 201, 198. Each man weighed, registered, and the record spooled down in the correlative darkness. Now the city was fully awake. Now the vents sucked in blue air and tobacco odor from the invaders' mouths, the green soap scent from their hands. Even their eyeballs had a delicate odor. The city detected it. And this information formed totals, which scurried down to the total other totals. Their crystal windows glittered. The ear taunted the skin of the drum of its hearing tighter, and all of the senses of the city swarming like a fall of unseen snow, counting the respiration and the dim hidden heartbeats of men listening, watching, tasting. For the streets were like tongues, and where the men passed, the taste of their heels ebbed down to the stone pores to be calculated into litmus. Thus chemically, totally, so subtly collected, was appended to the now increasing sums waiting the final calculation among the whirling winds and whispering spokes. Footsteps running. Come back, Smith. No, blast you. Get him, men. Footsteps rushing. A final test. The city, having listened, watched, tasted, felt, weighed, and balanced, must perform the final task. A trap flung wide in the street. The captain, unseen to the others running, vanished. Hung by his feet, a razor drawn across his throat, another down his chest. His carcass instantly emptied of its entrails, exposed upon the table under the street. In a hidden cell, the captain died. Great crystal microphones stared at the red twines of muscle. Bodiless fingers probed the still pulsing heart. The flaps of his sliced skin were pinned to the table while hands shifted parts of his body, like a quick and curious player of chess, using the red pawns and the red pieces. Above on the street, the men ran. Smith ran. Men shouted. Smith shouted. And below, in his curious room, blood flowed into capsules, was shanken, spun, shoved, or smeared slides under further microscopes, counts made, temperatures taken, heart cut in 17 sections, liver and kidneys expertly halved, brain was drilled into and scooped from bone socket, nerves pulled forth like the dead wires of a switchboard, muscles plucked for elasticity, while in the electronic subterraneans of the city, the mind at last totaled out its grandest total, and all of the machinery ground to a monstrous and momentary halt. The total. These are men. These are men from a far world, a certain planet, and they have certain eyes, certain ears, and they walk upon legs in a specified way and carry weapons and think and fight, and they have particular hearts, and all such organs are recorded from long, long ago. Above, men ran down the streets towards the rocket. Smith ran. The total. These are our enemies. These are the ones we've waited for 20,000 years to see again. These are the men upon whom we waited to visit revenge. Everything totals. These are the men of the planet called Earth who declared war upon Tolian 20,000 years ago, who kept us in slavery and ruined us and destroyed us with a great disease. They went off to live in another galaxy, to escape a disease which they visited upon us after ransacking our world. They have forgotten that war and that time, and they have forgotten us. But we have not forgotten them. These are our enemies. This is certain. Our waiting is done. Smith, come back! Quickly upon the red tables. With a spread eagled, captain's body emptied, new hands began to fight in motion. Into the wet interior were placed organs of copper, brass, silver, aluminum, rubber, and silk. Spiders spun gold webs, which was strung onto the skin. A heart was attached, and into the skull case was fitted a platinum brain, which hummed and fluttered small sparkles of blue fire. And the wires led down through the body, to the arms and the legs. And in a moment the body was sewn up tight. The incisions waxed, healed at neck and throat, and about the skull, perfect, fresh, and new. The captain sat up, fixed his arms. Stop! On the street the captain reappeared, raised his gun, and fired. Smith fell, a bullet in his heart. The other men turned. The captain ran to them. That fool, afraid of a city. They looked at the body of Smith, and at their feet. They looked at their captain, and their eyes widened and narrowed. Listen to me, said the captain. I have something important to tell you. Now the city, which had weighed and tested and smelled them, which had used all its powers to save one, prepared to use its final ability, the power of speech. It did not speak with the range of hostility, of its massed walls or towers, nor with the bulk of its cobbled avenues, a fortress of machinery. It spoke with the quiet voice of one man. I am no longer your captain, he said. Nor am I a man, he said. The men moved back. I am the city, he said, and smiled. I've waited 200 centuries, he said. I've waited for the sons of the sons of the sons to return. Captain, sir, let me continue. Who built me? The city. The men who died built me. The old race who once lived here. The people whom the Earthman left to die of a terrible disease, a form of leprosy with no cure. And the men of that old race, dreaming of the day when Earthmen might return, built this city. And the name of this city was and is Revenge. Revenge upon the planet of darkness, near the shore of the Sea of the Centuries, by the mountains of the dead, all very poetic. The city is to be a balancing machine, a litmus, an antenna to test all future space travelers. In 20,000 years, only 2 other rockets landed here. One from a distant galaxy. The inhabitants of that craft were tested, weighed, found wanting, and let free, unscathed from the city, as were the visitors in the second ship. But today, at long last, you've come. The revenge will be carried out to the last detail. Those men have been dead 200 centuries, but they left a city here to welcome you. Captain, sir, you not feeling well? Perhaps you better come back to the ship, sir. The city trembled. The pavements opened and all the men fell, screaming, falling. They saw bright razors flash to meet them. Time passed. Soon came the call. Smith? Here. Jensen? Here. Jones? Hutchinson? Springer? Here. 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 They stood by the door of the rocket. We returned to Earth immediately. Yes, sir. The incisions on their necks were invisible, as were the hidden brass hearts and silver organs and the fine golden wire of their nerves. There was a faint electric hum from their heads. On the double, 9 men hurried the golden bombs of disease culture into the rocket. These are to be dropped on Earth. Right, sir. The rocket valve slammed. The rocket jumped into the sky. As the thunder faded, the city lay upon the summer meadow. Its glass eyes wide were dulled over. The ear relaxed. The great nostril vents stopped. The streets no longer weighed or balanced, and the hidden machinery paused in its bath of oil. In the sky, the rocket dwindled. Slowly, pleasurably, the city enjoyed the luxury of dying. What's up, Snip? Good to see you, brother. I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing all right.
Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you.